विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, आपण पाहतोय फिनान्शियल अकाउंटिंग या विषयासंबंधीची माहिती। आपण मागील 2 व्हिडिओमध्ये फिनान्शियल अकाउंटिंग या विषयासंदर्भातील अकाउंटिंग कन्सेप्ट, थेरी आणि मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चन्स पाहिलेले आहेत। आज आपण पाहणार आहोत पुढील टॉपिक आणि तो म्हणजे अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन्स। याचे देखील 2 भाग आपण पाहणार आहोत। पहिला भाग आहे तो अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन थेरी संदर्भात आणि पुढील व्हिडिओ आहे तो म्हणजे अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चन। विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, मी प्राचार्य डॉक्टर किशोर जगताप, माझ्या या YouTube चॅनलमध्ये आपणा सर्वांचं स्वागत। विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, माझी वेबसाईट आहे, फेसबुक पेज आहे, इंस्टाग्राम आहे, व्हॉट्सअप आहे, या सर्वांच्या लिंक या डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्समध्ये दिलेल्या आहेत, त्या तुम्ही फॉलो करू शकता। जर व्हिडिओ आवडला तर व्हिडिओला लाईक करा, व्हिडिओ आपल्या सर्व मित्रांना शेअर करा आणि ज्यांनी अजूनपर्यंत चॅनलला सबस्क्राइब केलं नसेल त्यांनी त्वरित चॅनलला सबस्क्राइब करून त्यासमोरील बेल बटन प्रेस करा, म्हणजे येणाऱ्या सर्व व्हिडिओचे अपडेट आणि नोटिफिकेशन तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी प्राप्त होऊ शकेल। तर मित्र हो, चला आता पाहूया अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन। अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन पाहताना आपल्याला अकाउंटिंग कन्सेप्ट कोणते आहेत ते एकदा पुन्हा अतिशय थोडक्यात पाहू। पहिली कन्सेप्ट आपण पाहिली ती म्हणजे एंटिटी कन्सेप्ट किंवा बिझनेस एंटिटी कन्सेप्ट किंवा अकाउंटिंग एंटिटी कन्सेप्ट। दुसरी होती ती मनी मेजरमेंट कन्सेप्ट, तिसरी होती गोइंग कन्सर्न कन्सेप्ट, अकाउंटिंग पिरियड कन्सेप्ट, कॉस्ट कन्सेप्ट, रिअलायझेशन कन्सेप्ट, ॲक्च्युअल कन्सेप्ट, मॅचिंग कन्सेप्ट इत्यादी। आता या कन्सेप्ट नंतर आपण पाहतोय ते म्हणजे अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन। अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन हा थेरॉटिकल भाग पाहत असताना आपण त्याची डेफिनेशन आणि कोणकोणत्या अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन्स आहेत त्या पाहणार आहोत। तर चला पाहूया अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन। अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन्स पहिला मीनिंगचा भाग आपण पाहतोय। अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन्स आर जनरली रूल्स ऑफ प्रॅक्टिस। काय आहे? जनरल रूल्स ऑफ प्रॅक्टिस formulated out of custom uses and traditions as guiding principles for accounting. The accountant follow these rules on conviction that the accounting practices should be consistent. The financial statement should be prepared on a conservative basis to mitigate the risk of loss and the vital information relating to accounting should be disclosed. हे अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शनचं मीनिंग झालं। त्यानंतर आपण डेफिनेशन पाहू। डेफिनेशन मध्ये सांगितलेले आहे पहा, an accounting convention is defined as a rule of practice which has been sanctioned by general custom or uses. They are lamppost to produce procedure employed in the collection, measurement and reporting of financial data. Accounting convention has come into existence by common accounting practices. They are adopted by common consent. It may also be said that an accounting convention is a common procedure which is adopted by common agreement. It acts like a guide to select and apply the procedure. Some of the following are accounting conventions. एकंदरीत 3 कन्व्हेन्शन्स आपण या ठिकाणी पाहणार आहोत। पहिला आहे तो म्हणजे कन्व्हेन्शन ऑफ कन्झर्वेटिव्हिझम किंवा त्यालाच आपण म्हणतो प्रुडन्स। सेकंड आहे कन्व्हेन्शन ऑफ कन्सिस्टन्सी आणि तिसरा आहे कन्व्हेन्शन ऑफ मटेरियल डिस्क्लोजर। यामध्ये कन्व्हेन्शन ऑफ मटेरियल आणि कन्व्हेन्शन ऑफ डिस्क्लोजर हे दोन्ही आपण एकत्रपणे घेतलेले आहेत। या सर्वांची माहिती आपण पुढील प्रमाणे पाहणार आहोत। पहिलं आहे कन्व्हेन्शन ऑफ कन्झर्वेटिव्ह. इट इज ए पॉलिसी ऑफ प्लेइंग सेफ. Prudence also means early recognition of unfavorable events. Working rule relating to the convention of conservatism is anticipate no gains but provide for all losses, and if in doubt write it off. That means the accountant should not anticipate profit but he should make provision for all losses. In case of doubt, it should be written off, or at least he should not indulge in overestimation unless the gain is actually realized. He should not record it. This accounting convention is recognized in Accounting Standard 1, which strongly supports the observations of prudence in the forming of accounting policies. Uncertainties inevitably surrounding many transactions. This should be recognized by exercising prudence in financial statement. Prudence does not, however, justify the creation of secret or hidden reserve. In general, convention of conservatism affects the assets that are held for short term. Following are some examples of the application of the convention of conservatism. 1. Making provision for doubtful debts in anticipation of actual bad debts. Second, making provision for discount on debtors in respect of discount. Third, valuing the stock in hand at market price or cost price, whichever is lower. 4. Creating investment fluctuation reserve. 5th, charging of small amount of capital expenditure like crockery to revenue expenses. 6th, amortization of intangible assets like goodwill, trademark, patent, copyright as early as possible. 7. Applying written down value method of depreciation as against straight line method. डेप्रिशिएशनच्या मेथड रिटर्न डाउन व्हॅल्यू मेथड किंवा त्याला दुसरं नाव आहे डिमिनिशिंग बॅलन्स मेथड आणि स्ट्रेट लाईन मेथडलाच दुसरं नाव आहे फिक्स्ड इन्स्टॉलमेंट मेथड. या मेथडची नावं तुम्ही चांगल्या प्रकारे लक्षात ठेवा. 8. Showing joint life policy at surrender value as an asset of the balance sheet. 9. Taking into consideration claims intimated but not accepted as a loss for a general insurance company. 10th, never provide in discount on creditor. 11, providing for the loss on issue of debenture when the same are issued at par but redeemable at premium. म्हणजे डिबेंचर तुम्ही इश्यू करताना डिस्काउंट 100चा 90ला देताय, मात्र ते परत करताना 100चा जर 105 किंवा 110ला देत असेल तर होणारा तो लॉस. Circumstances. The principle of prudence is applied in the following circumstances. 1. When there is uncertainty on the net result of income, that is profit or loss, losses will be considered and profit will be ignored unless the actual result is profit. Second circumstances, in case if there are two equal acceptable methods to applied on accounting procedure, then preference is given to the conservative method. Third, in case of estimation, to judge and select as to which of the several estimates is apt, the most conservative must be the natural choice of selection. Fourth, when there is uncertainty inherent in the activity, for example, uncertainty as to the useful life of an asset, occurrence of accident, theft, fire, and so on, the principle of conservatism has to be applied. The net impact of this convention on financial statement. 1. Principle of conservatism. When applied to the profit and loss account will show lower net income. Second, when the same principle is applied to balance sheet, there will be understatement of assets and capital and overstatement of liabilities and provision. Second, convention of consistency. The convention of consistency principle implies the accounting practices and methods remain unchanged from one accounting period to another accounting period. This convention affirms that a business unit should be consistent in its accounting practices so that the users of information are able to make comparison of accounting statements over a period or between the different business enterprises. This consistency should be of the nature of general acceptability. That means accounting practices should remain unchanged unless the change is necessarily warranted. However, consistency does not prevent the introduction of innovative methods of accounting, but it is essential that such a change is incorporated and its effects clearly stated so that the decision makers are not misled. For example, there is a change in depreciation policy, that is from straight line method to diminishing balance method or written down value method. This aspect should be clearly disclosed along with financial statement. There are three types of consistency. 1. Vertical consistency. This consistency is maintained within the interrelated financial statement of the same date. Interrelation refers to the binding relation among the constituents of the financial statement, namely profit and loss account, that is income statement, and balance sheet. For example, vertical consistency will happen where an asset has been depreciated in one basis, say straight line method for profit and loss account and written down value method for a balance sheet. Second one, horizontal consistency. This type of consistency is maintained between financial statement from one year to another year and subsequent years. This enables to comparison of performance of a business enterprises in one year with its performance in the next year. Third, dimensional consistency. This type of consistency enables the comparison of the performance of business enterprises with the performance of another business enterprises in the same type of industry and preferably on the same date. One may think that in the context of ever changing social economic environment that the convention follows a rigid and moribund approach without giving room for any flexibility and changes. However, a change is allowed, but it has to be applied, not frequently. Third method, convention of materiality disclosure. Proliferation of financial information makes the task of accountants more difficult in deciding what information could be provided in the financial statement. His position is so delicate that he is not able to distinguish between material and immaterial information. Many definitions on this aspect leave it to the hands of accountants to decide themselves what should be included and what should not be included in the financial statement. Definition. First definition, the American Accounting Association defines the term materiality as an item should be regarded as a material if there is a reason to believe that knowledge of it would influence the decision of informed investor. Second, Kohler has defined material as the characteristics attachment to a statement fact or item whereby its disclosure or the method of giving it expression would be likely to influence the judgment of reasonable persons. To convention of materiality emphasizes the relative importance of the information to judge what is material and what is immaterial. Materiality acts as a guide for accounting professionals in deciding what should be disclosed in the financial statement of an organization. Increase in the salary bill, loss of markets, fall in the value of stock are some of the examples of material financial information that should be disclosed in the financial statement. Now, any important material information has come to the notice after the date of the financial statement should also be disclosed. It has to be observed that an item material for one enterprise may be immaterial for another enterprises. For example, an item raw material is an important item for manufacturing enterprises, whereas the same item may not be important for trading enterprises, which are interested in finished products only. Hence, the convention of materiality signifies the relative information. Similarly, an atom material in one year may not be material in the next year. For example, an atom bad debt shown in the previous accounting period, the same amount may not become important in the subsequent year. In short, material disclosure means the disclosure of vital information relating to preparation of financial statements. विद्यार्थी मित्रहो, आपण हे तीन कन्सेप्ट आपण पाहिलेले आहेत कन्व्हेन्शनच्या बाबतीतली माहिती. अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन हे तीन टाइप्स आपण पाहिलेत आणि याच टॉपिकच्या अनुषंगाने आपला पुढील व्हिडिओ राहणार आहे आणि तो म्हणजे अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन वरील मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चन. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, जर तुम्हाला व्हिडिओ आवडला तर निश्चितपणे व्हिडिओला लाईक करा, तुमच्या कमेंट्स बॉक्समध्ये नमूद करा. हा व्हिडिओ सर्व विद्यार्थी मित्रांना शेअर करा आणि ज्यांनी अजूनपर्यंत चॅनलला सबस्क्राइब केलं नसेल त्यांनी त्वरित चॅनलला सबस्क्राइब करावं. माझा व्हॉट्सअप आहे, इंस्टाग्राम आहे, फेसबुक पेज आहे आणि वेबसाईट आहे. या सर्वांच्या लिंक या डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्समध्ये दिलेल्या आहेत, तुम्ही त्या फॉलो करू शकता. त्याचप्रमाणे माझा ईमेल आयडी या ठिकाणी दिलेला आहे, त्यावर सुद्धा तुम्ही माझ्याशी कम्युनिकेशन करू शकता. तर मित्रांनो, आपण पुढील भागामध्ये पाहणार आहोत अकाउंटिंग कन्व्हेन्शन्स यावरील मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चन. धन्यवाद.